My name's Corbin Sprague, and I'm going to show you how I run a at least partly successful vending machine business. When I first started, the very first thing that I looked at was location. I wanted to make sure that I had a good location that would actually make money. So I played it pretty safe and I went with a gym. Now, this gym had had machines previously that were ran by Pepsi, and they took them out because it was too far away. The gym was too far away from the nearest supplier. And that happened a few years back, but I remembered it and I thought that would be a good start. Now, my first location actually didn't end up being at that gym. It ended up being at a packing plant, and that packing plant does 4 times what the gym does. And the gym does probably $6,000 a year. So it was a really, really good starting choice. It was the machine that I've had for the longest, and it has made me the most money by far. I probably made $5,000 profit from it in the last 4 months, which is crazy. More on location. You want to make sure that you actually aren't going to get scammed out of it. So if I go into a location and I say, hey, I want to put a machine here, I think it'll do really good and I think you guys will benefit from it. They'll go, okay, that sounds good. You know, blah, blah, blah. They'll ask a bunch of questions. You'll answer a bunch of questions. And then you'll order the machine. But if you come back with the machine and they say, never mind, it doesn't really work out for us, you're just stuck with the machine. So what I would try to do is try to get a contract that says, I can place this machine here from here to here, from here, from this time to this time. And that also makes it easier to sell. Just increases the value of the business because you're locked in for a certain period of time and the person you're selling to knows that. Number 2 is supplier. So when you're getting a supplier, or when I was getting a supplier, the first thing that came to my mind was Costco. And I did some research and found that Sam's Club was going to be a little better for what I was going to do because Sam's Club was closer, a little bit cheaper, and had free shipping. I can't remember, Costco might have free shipping, but whatever, I use Sam's Club. And number 3 is actually buying a machine. When you're buying a machine, please research. Don't listen to what I have to say. I'll give you my piece anyway, but go research on your own. I use a vending machine company that is called XY Vending. They've been great to us. They've been tons of help, and they've helped me make a lot of money. I've obviously given them a lot of money, but whatever. A good site to look at would be vending.com. I actually really do recommend that. I was pretty tempted to buy some machines from them. It just didn't end up working out. I was going to try to do a bunch of cheaper machines in a little crappier locations where it would actually make sense because the machines I was getting at XY Vending were at its cheapest $3,000. So if I were to place a machine that was $3,000 into a location, that location would have to make $6,000 in revenue or $3,000 in profit for it to be worth it to me. So if I could buy machines that were $1,000, I would not have to stock them as much, and I can put them in a location where they only need to make $1,000 profit, which is less than what some of my machines make in a month. So it just would really help me expand out. I decided against it for now, but it's always an option. One more thing on machines, I guess, you want to make sure that you have a way to move it. I was really lucky. My parents have a pickup and a decent trailer, so we were able to move them pretty easily. I think we had to buy power jacks, but that was really it. And if you can't, you can obviously call someone to move a vending machine. There's people that have that whole business of just moving machines or just moving big heavy stuff, but that's going to cost you some money. So also really look into that. It shouldn't be any more than $100, $200, and that's fairly expensive. Number 4, the very last one, is actually servicing the machine. When you're servicing the machine, you want to make sure that everyone's happy, you know? So I try to get as much variety in there as I can, and I try to keep it as full as I can. Obviously, you can't do it all the time, but I do my best. Another thing when servicing the machines is getting card readers. Card readers make it 10 times easier to actually know when your machine is low or when there's an issue. I use Nayax card readers, and they have been a huge help because I can look at the app and it'll tell me how much it made that day, what product sold, and how much per slot I have left. So it might tell me I sold 2 Snickers, and it'll say you need to fill this row up with 2 Snickers. And it'll let me know that, which is super beneficial. Excuse me. One more thing for servicing is issues. I've come into very few actual mechanical issues, but these machines that I've been buying are pretty brand new. They're brand new. So I haven't had anything too bad. The worst thing I've had was a refrigeration wire, a wire that was connected to the refrigeration unit, blow out. So I had to get that replaced, and it was down for 2 weeks, the refrigeration was. So I lost like 50% of the sales for that month. Well, those 2 weeks. But it was an easy fix, and it was gone in 2 weeks. Any other issues would be issues with people. So every once in a while you get stuff that is stuck. You get a drink that explodes in the machine, and they call you and they tell you, the machine took my money. This is stuck. What do I do? What can you do? If you can't get to the location on time to actually open up the machine and just give it to them, which means way more than you think, and even if you think it's a wasted time, it builds so much rapport with that person, they will love you, okay? I promise. They will like you. And if you can't happen to get there on time, just giving them money or product, that makes them happy as well. So if they lose $2, give them $3. If they lose, well, you can give them $2 and like a jerky stick. If they lose like $1.50, give them $2. If they lose $3.50, give them $5. Just make them happy. That's the whole point. Just make them happy. As far as how successful my business is, I can go over that as well. How much money my business makes. It'll make, if I continue growing and I continue, or at least my guesstimates of what I'll make on my new machines are correct, I'll be in the neighborhood of 20 to probably 50,000 profit. And I know that's a big jump. It's probably going to be closer to 30 to 40, but it could really be anywhere. So I try to prepare for it all. And that's broken down between 8 different machines, maybe 9. I currently only have 4 machines, and those 4 machines are doing, I think they're doing 20,000 in profit right now, which isn't too bad. Between 15 and 20, I'd say. If I wanted to sell it, so you could say how much my business is worth, let's say just for right now, it's going to make 15,000 profit if I don't get any more new machines or anything like that. It's worth between 2x and 4x profit, and well, 15,000 profit, so it's, the business itself is actually worth $60,000, which isn't too bad. The 4x multiple is a little high. Normally you don't get multipliers that big on a business this small, not making this much money, but you never know. I think I'm in a situation where I can make a decent amount of money if I sold it, and that's really my plan. All right, subscribe or don't. I don't really care.